Have you ever used one of these fabric softener sheets? I'm going to see if we can kind of simulate what's going on when you use one of these fabric softener sheets. So I have a piece of fabric right here, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and put a drop of water on the fabric. There it is right there. Can you see it? Now, some people have asked me before, is water wet? If I look at this drop of water, it's actually not wet. It doesn't seem to wet out the fabric. And that's because I used one of those fabric softeners. Some people don't use fabric softener on bath towels, and it's not because they don't want the bath towel to have static electricity or not. It's because the bath towel absorbs water better if you do not use a fabric softener. Now eventually the water is wet enough that it will wet out the fabric, and if you notice that little drop is starting to spread out a little bit more and you can see that it's kind of weeping into the fibers of the fabric, what I'm going to do is kind of just move the camera over a little bit and see if I can put a second drop up there so you can kind of compare the two of them together. There's the second drop. Notice the water is wet in one and not wet in the other. The first drop that I put up there has overcome the bounce or fabric softener, and the second drop that I put up there is still not wet. It's sitting up on the top of the fabric all by itself. See if you can take a few minutes and observe this phenomena about whether water is wet or not, and what these fabric softeners do to a piece of fabric, and explain that in terms of polar or non-polar, surface tension, hydrophobic, hydrophilic. See if you can use some of those vocabulary words that we learned today.